I'm still with you this very morning. Mr. Edo is still my name. Still with the computer studies student. But this is a different program I'm going to discuss with you now. The Didactics and Learner Support for Computer Studies for the ACS-DSE Computer Studies students. It's an assignment-based presentation. Basically, we are looking at the 2018 assignment. Now, if you have received your assignment for 2018, the Didactics and Learner Support for Computer Studies, otherwise known as the methodology of teaching computers and computer studies and to support the computer studies learners. So what this course is designed is to equip you as a computer studies teacher, not on the area of the content now, but the area about the best way to deliver the content and how to support the computer studies learners. That is the basic form of what this course is all about. How do you support your computer studies learners? Now, what I have done also in this presentation, I have singled out one major topic, which I know is a problem for a lot of computer studies teachers on training and even those who have graduated at the secondary school level. Now, in your assignment that I gave to you, there are 4 questions there. 4 questions. Now, one of the questions that has to do with coursework. I'm sure if you have received your assignment, which I believe you have received that, you must have been wondering, some of you, what is this coursework is all about? How do I go about coursework? Coursework is easy if you know how to approach it. Now, for you to design your coursework, you have to understand systems analysis and design, which is a topic in your course outline or course model. Systems analysis and design. So the coursework is based on the systems analysis and design. So the Namibia Secondary School examination consists of 2 papers really. That is why you that is going to become a computer teacher, you must understand the paper 2, which is coursework. What are you expected to do here? In this coursework, you are going to design a system. And the system that you are going to design will or should be documented. So I'll take you through on how to go about it, to design the system and have it documented. But as you know, we have very few time all for the presentation. So I'm not going to go through all the details, but I'm going to tell you for every stage of the design, what should you do and how to go about it. I will also advise you to have these printed so that you can follow it while listening to the presentation, because the slide at times on the screen might not be too clear, too big for you to see. So I will always advise you, when you open your student portal, print the presentation and listen to the presentation. Have the 2 with you. So, what is the coursework all about? As I said, you are expected to design a system. What type of system are we talking about here? Any system in any organization. You know, systems analysis, although I'm not discussing systems analysis in detail here, but system analysis is all about looking at any system in an organization. You think about, how best can I make this system work better? What can I add to this system to make it work better? How can I design a computer-related solution so that this system can work better? So as a computer teacher to be, you must know how to design a system. The question is this: where do you take, or where can you choose your topic from? Which topic can I design on? The good news is this: you are free to choose any topic anywhere you like. Nobody bound you, force you to choose any specific topic. Choose any topic and create a system for it. But here on the screen, in this presentation, I have a suggested or some suggested topics. But I want to tell you, please, Mr. Edo is not telling you that your system to be designed must be based on these topics. No, these are just suggestions. If you like, if you choose them, I have no objection either. All right? Take, for example, a car registration system. Can you design a system that can be used to register cars? Okay, if I buy a car, like the way I go to Natis in Namibia, in Windhoek, to register my car. There is a computer system they use to register the car. Can you design a system that can be used to register cars? Now, if you're going to design such a system, for example, you come to your mind, but what am I going to design here? We need a system, for example, that can register a car. A system that can take in the name of the owner. A system that can take in the car registration number, the car chassis number, the car type, the car manufacture date, and all the statistics about the car are entered into the system. That is what they do at Natis. Can you design a system like that? Can you design a library system? A system that we can install in a computer used in the library where a learner comes to borrow a book. The system asks you for your name, it asks you for your class, it asks you for the title of the book. The system issues the book to you. The system tells you when to return the book. The system sends an SMS to remind you when the book is due to be returned. Can you design a system like that? Okay, hey, perhaps design a holiday booking system. So if I have a computer system designed by you, I can log in and book a holiday, the day of departure, the day of arrival, how many nights I'm going to spend, where am I going to visit, and how can I pay on your system. Can you see the beauty of it? And it's quite interesting and fun when you design a workable system. So this is to build into you how to design computer systems. That's what the coursework is all about. Now, for your course outline, how does it go? Here on the screen are the criteria for the coursework assessment. Now, you have 19 stages, 19 stages, which you are going to pass through to have the system design. 19 stages. The first stage. First of all, pick a topic. Let's assume I picked a topic called car registration system. I pick a topic called, my project's topic is car registration system. Now, when it comes to the first thing, as you can see on the screen, as I've told you, please print it out in case it's not too clear for you to see. Car registration system. That is, for example, is my topic. The first stage is the analysis stage. Analysis. You know, I've told you again in my presentation, in my preamble, that this topic is based on your systems analysis and design experience. Okay? So the first thing is analysis. Then under analysis, the first thing you do here is description of the problem. Description of the problem. What do you mean by description of the problem? One thing in life is this. Before you can change a system, before you can think about changing a system, there must be a problem. You cannot change a system that has no problem. People will ask you, why do you want to change the system? So, there's always a problem before you change a system. Now, under the description of the problem, what do you write? If you don't write anything, you score 0. You see, it's very easy to mark. The criteria are there. If you give me a brief description of the organization that you are talking about, a brief description of the organization that you want to design the system for, I give you 1 mark. If you give me a brief description of the organization you are going to design the system for, and with the problems that you have identified with the system they are using, I'll give you your 2 marks. Let me give you an example here. I want to design a system, and the topic of my system, for example, car registration system. Then my organization here I want to talk about is NATIS. Okay, so I can say NATIS is an organization that is established by the Namibian government to register cars that are newly bought. NATIS was established in the year 1940. This. Give me a background description of the organization, what the organization does, where they are situated, their contact address. That is what we mean by description of the background of the organization. That one you get 1 mark. But for you to get your full marks, in addition to the description of the organization, you must include the problems you have identified. Now, I can say problems identified. Number 1, delays in car registration. Problem number 2, cars are registered with wrong names and wrong owners. Problem number 3, when cars are stolen, we cannot trace them because the system is not well updated. So you try to identify problems with the current situation they are doing. That is why you want to bring in a new system as a system analyst. So that is what you do at the first point, description of the problems. When you are done with that, you go to the second point, which is called objectives. Objective means what are we going to gain if we implement your system? You know, I'm a businessman. You come to me, Mr. Edo, I want to give you a new system. The first thing I will talk to you. What am I going to gain? What are going to be the benefits to me, to my organization, to my clients, to my customer, to the society? Because if I don't see any advantage, any benefit in any system that you want to give to me, I will not want to change my old system. So under objectives, there you divide your objectives into 2. Divide your objectives into 2. There's what we call your business objectives and what we call your computer objectives. So under objective, you give me 2 types of objectives. The first objective is the computer-related objectives. The second objective is the business-related objectives. Now, under the business-related objectives, in terms of business, let's talk here. In terms of the business I'm doing, what changes will the system bring to me, to my organization? So under the business objective, I can write, for example, it's going to reduce long queue of people trying to register cars. It's going to reduce long queue of people registering cars. It's a business objective to me. More customers will patronize my organization because there are no long queues. That is another objective, something else I'm going to gain. Cars that are stolen can easily be traced. That is another objective that I am going to gain. Then you come to the computer-related objectives now. Under your computer-related objectives, what are you going to write? What computer ideas are you bringing? Oh, I'm going to create a database where all the car's information will be. There will be a computer database where somebody can easily search and find a car. Computer objective related to computers. That is the things you done under objectives. The next step you have is description of the current system. Remember I said there are 19 points on 19 stage. Description of the current system. What are you going to do here for me? You describe the current situation for me the way it is. We're not talking about the system you are going to bring. We're not talking about the system you are about to design. No. The current situation, the current system, the way it stands, describe it for me. How does it work? Manually. How does it work? Oh, let me give you an example. A description of the current situation. Using NATIS, or car registration system rather. When a customer buys a car, he comes to me. When the customer comes to me, I take down the name of the customer. I write down the make of the car. I write down the year of the car. From there, when I'm done, I pass the paper to the next person. You are just trying to describe for me how the system works presently. If you give a full description of how the system works, you get your full mark. If you give an incomplete description, you get 1 mark. One thing I like about the coursework, a student cannot score 0 here. That is the way it has been designed. If you give something to me, it's incomplete, it doesn't make sense, but you try to write something, I will still give you 1. So the minimum you can get is 1. You can only get 0 if nothing is done at all. So just take your book, write nonsense. Out of nonsense, I will take away the none, then I will take the sense. Out of nonsense, I can create the sense. So I will just delete the none and take the sense and create a system based on it. Then after point 3, you come to point 4. Evaluation of current situation. Evaluate the situation. What do we mean by evaluation of the current situation? There is a present way or a present system. There is a way they are doing things presently in that place. Evaluate it. Remember, in point 3, you already described the system, né? Yeah. Now that system that you described already, can you evaluate it? How do you evaluate? Tell me the advantages of that system. Tell me the disadvantages of that system. What is bad about that system? And if there is anything good about it, what is that thing that is good about that system? Oh, disadvantages. People only queue for a long time. Oh, you can talk about some advantages. They don't need to be buying antivirus because they are not using computer softwares. Oh, their system cannot be, their information cannot be stolen because they are not using a computer system, hence it cannot be hacked. So in every system there are advantages, there are disadvantages. Write it under evaluation of current system. Then point 5, which is the last stage of analysis, is what do you do there? You describe the possible solution. You are trying to bring in a new solution, right? You want to bring in a new solution. What solution are you trying to bring? That's what we mean by description of other possible solution, including the proposed solution. What solution are you proposing? Are you proposing to me to create a database? Are you proposing to me to create a website? Write down that proposed solution in your point 5. Then you are done with the analysis. After the analysis, you come to the next stage, which is the design. The things you want to design the system now. The first thing there is the action plan in terms of system life cycle. The Bible says that before you build a house, sit down and calculate the cost. That's what Jesus Christ said. Sit down and calculate the cost. Don't start building a house, then along the way you cannot finish it because you did not carry out a good feasibility study. The same way when it comes to systems analysis and design, under the action plan, draw a plan of how you are going to do the work. And what do you do? How do you draw a plan here? My beloved student, it's very easy. If you want to draw a plan, it's okay. I'm going to do this work for 30 days. Day 1, what will I do? Write it there. Day 2, what will I do? Write it there. Day 3, what will I do? Write it there. That's what I mean by the action plan. Day 3, I will do this. Day 4, I will do this. Then, after you have drawn your action plan, use a graph to illustrate it. What we call the Gantt graph. So, if you look at the way to mark this section, look at it. No action plan developed, 0. Look at the next one. Incomplete or unclear action plan, 1. So you give me an action plan. It does not make sense. I will take away the none, keep the sense, and give you 1. Incomplete, unclear, confusing, I will give you 1. But if you give me detailed action plan, meaning day 1, I will do this. Day 2, I will do this. Day 3, I will do this. I will give you 2. If you now give me the action plan and the Gantt chart, I will give you 3 marks. That is point 6. You come to point 4. Module design. Remember in the presentation I had before this for the computer studies for the A series, I told you about modular programming. So break your system into modules. That is what we have in point 7. So if you don't break your system into module, it's a 0. You must break your system into module. Then point 8, you have to describe each module. Module 1, we do this. Module 2, we do this. Module 4, we do this. Module 5, we do this. Break your modules down and describe your modules. Okay, the first module will register the information of the car owner. The second module will register the information about the car. The third module will take care of the payment solution. So I have 3 modules now. First module, all I have there is the information of the car owner. The second module, all I have there is the information about the car. The third module, what I have there is payment information about the car. So describe each of the module. If you don't describe it at all, 0. Unclear, confused description, I will still give you 1. Can you see why I said you can't score 0 here? You can only score 0 when you don't submit. Out of nonsense, I will make the sense. I will give you 1. Unclear, confused method, 1. Clear method, 2. Clear and detailed method, 3. Very easy to mark. No hidden agenda here. All right, after point 8, you come to point 9. Hardware requirement. You have designed a system. Good. What hardwares do I need? What are the types of hardwares do I need to run your system? Do I need a keyboard? Do I need a mouse? Do I need a printer? Do I need a projector? Do I need a printer? For me to use your software, your system that you have designed, you have to tell me under hardware requirement. This is a section you cannot score 0. So list the hardwares that are needed. If you list the hardwares only, I'll give you 1 mark. If you list the hardwares with a reason why the hardwares are needed, keyboard, why do I need a keyboard? Reason. Mouse. Why do I need a mouse? Reason. Hard drive. Why do I need a hard drive? Reason. So if you give me a list of the hardwares needed and the reasons why I need them, then you have 2 marks. There is another mark there which is 3 marks. If the hardwares you give to me are really related to the system, then I give you 3 marks. Because you can give me hardwares that has nothing to do with the system. For example, a system that has to do with car registration system, and you are giving me some hardwares that I'm not going to use with that system. Although you give me hardware, but it has no relationship with the system, then I'm not going to give you 3 marks. The same thing applies to the next one, which is called software requirement. What are the software that are needed? After you have done this, you have what is called implementation. Implement the system. And how do you implement the system? Put the system into use. Then you test your system, generate your codes. Test with the normal data, abnormal data, and extreme data. Then you do your technical documentation and your user documentation. Draft out your technical documentation, write out your user documentation, write out your evaluation, evaluate what you have done. Then write out an opportunity for future development in case somebody is going to develop that system for them. Basically, this is an overview of how the system the system design coursework goes about. Then the next thing annex you see on the screen is how it is being moderated. So this is how I take this paper, I write your name, write your student number, then I moderate what you have done. I mark what you have done. Did you describe the system? I put your mark there. Did you specify your objective? I put your mark there. Very easy, very easy. Beloved student, if you have problems further with this assignment, please contact me. I am readily available to assist you further. My number remains the same, and my name remains the same, Edu, on 081-480-4091. Love you all. Contact me when you have problem. Thank you.